Roosters Men's Grooming Center is a proud sponsor of Ranger football. It's a classic American barbershop updated for the modern male. It's been open since November on 1431, right across the street from the 1890 Ranch Shopping Center, next to the Tower Car Wash. It's not just a barbershop, it's a grooming center. They don't just cut hair, they give you the full experience and a whole lot more. Roosters Men's Grooming Center on 1431, across the street from the 1890 Ranch, next to the Tower Car Wash. Check them out, Roosters Men's Grooming Center.
Hey guys, welcome to the Coach Vincent Show. I'm Gage, reporting live from the weight room today. So we're going to start off with some players of the week versus LBJ.
Our players of the week against LBJ, offensive lineman this week was Trey Widener. Offensive back was Matthew Snow. Our wide receiver of the week was J.D. Hill. Offensive MVP was Isaiah Valera. DB was Daquan Patton and Kevin Harris. Our defensive line was Jay Mobley. Our linebacker of the week was Jake Hicks. And our defensive most valuable player was Tyler Harris. And on special forces this week, Isaiah Valera and Tanner Lambert were our top two special forces guys. And then our biggest hit of the game, our Hammer Award, was Stedman Mayberry, the run into the end zone when he hit the guy from LBJ. And then we had two RBI winners this week. It was J.D. Hill and Blake Gossett.
And now we'd like to highlight our hard hat awards. These guys really put forth the great look that the varsity needs during practice during the week. This week it went to Charlie Boatman, Garrett Clark, Nick Scott, Dylan DeHunt, Ryan Revering, and Ben Nichols. All right, so let's hop right into it. This will be the second week in a row where we've started off a game with a touchdown. How do you talk to that to your players?
Well, I mean, one of the things that I really appreciate about this group of kids so far is just the fact that we have been able to start fast. I mean, getting off to a great start, we really emphasize winning the first series of every half because we feel like it's important to get off to a great start. Winning the first series of every half, trying to win the fourth quarter, those are all things we feel like are important to win in football games. And just great, you know, when you look at that play on tape, everybody on our kickoff return team is blocking somebody. We have 10 guys blocking somebody, and Flip was able just to find a crease and go score on the first play.
And that's definitely an impressive play. If you haven't seen it, be sure to go check that out. What are some overall key plays during the LBJ game that you noticed?
Well, I tell you, I was really pleased with the way our kids, number one, we stayed the course. We had some bad things happen to us early on in that game, but we kept working and we kept working and we kept doing the things that we had practiced all week, and eventually we got some things moving. LBJ did a great job of taking the football away, but there was a couple times we didn't do a great job of protecting the football. So we've got to really do a good job of protecting the football. Defensively, just an outstanding performance. They had three guys that we were really worried about, and our defense for the most part did a really good job on those things. So, the highlights for us, great special forces against LBJ. Defensively, being able to hold their top two guys to a limited amount of yardage was one of our keys going in. And then offensively, just staying the course and finding creases late in the game and eventually, finding what we needed to on the perimeter. So those are some things that I felt like were highlights of this game.
And one of the big things that Ranger football we talk about is having a faceless opponent across from you where it doesn't matter. Could you explain that for us?
Well, I mean, we just want our day-to-day process to be, no matter who we play, it's about us getting better. Because regardless of what an offense or defense does that we're facing, you still have to work at getting better at tackling, at blocking, at throwing and catching, at ball security, at taking footballs away, all the little fundamentals that go with playing football. It doesn't matter what scheme you're facing or who your opponent is. Sometimes you can get so worried about them that you don't worry about improving yourself. And so on a daily basis, we talk about we want to improve on certain things. Obviously, the other night we improved on certain things we wanted to. There were some things we didn't feel like we improved on. So this week, going into the Elgin game, they're a ranked opponent. It's real important that we improve on things we need to work on. Obviously, we're going to have great game plans for everybody we face, but we just want to really try to have our kids concentrate on getting better at what we do.
And one of the reasons that Elgin is stake ranked is they've got that powerful offense. What are some things you talk to your players about?
Yeah, they have two fantastic backs. They got some other guys that come in that are really good too. Big up front, big offensive line. They come off the ball really well. They're well coached. And so what it forces you to do, it's a little bit like last week. Elgin does a good job with their option game and their pistol offense of stressing the perimeter but stressing the inside. And they can get angles and mismatches they're a lot like us. They run a lot of different formations. So it's really important with their fast pace and all the formations they run. It's really important that we get lined up right. We feel like if we can get lined up right and have the right leverage, it gives us a chance to be successful on defense. And so that's going to be really key for us against Elgin. Elgin's defense is real similar to what we've seen the last couple of weeks. We're facing another 4-3 team. They've got a great D-line. Their linebackers, the thing I've been impressed with Elgin over the last couple of years is their defense. They play hard and they swarm to the football. We hope offensively that there's some things that we can do to take advantage of those type things. But offensively, it's really about us going back to work, working on ball security, working on pad level, moving our feet, finishing blocks on the perimeter. Because, going back to LBJ, you look in a couple areas, we're a block here or there from some big gains in some other areas too. This close to just some breakout games by players if we get those blocks. And so that's a big key for us. Special teams, with the athleticism they have, we're real similar. They're good on special teams. We're good on special teams. I think that'll come down to who can make the fewest mistakes and who can create some things with their special teams too. And I've been really pleased in that area, and it won't be any different this week. We'll keep working on getting better at that.
And last year was a really close game, only a 1-point game, and I definitely think the fans are looking forward to another really good close game to enjoy this week.
Well, we see it, Gage, as an opportunity for our program. Anytime you get a chance to go against a program like Elgin, who has obviously established themselves as a state-type team, it's good for us. It's good for us. It helps get us district ready, and so it's an opportunity for us to improve and measure ourselves.
And definitely with our district, it's a tough district. State championship came out of our district the last 6 years, so it's definitely good preparation. And with that, what are some cool things to look forward to in Vistaridge, Texas today?
Well, the biggest thing is this week we've got a full slate of games. Thursday night. I'm getting ahead of myself. Middle school football starts the following week, but this week on Thursday night we've got 2 games out here with both our JV teams. Our JV Blacks playing Leander, and then right after that, our JV Red will play Elgin, and then both freshman teams go over and play in Elgin at normal times, and then we hope everybody will join us over in Elgin on Friday night to help. I hope we have a great crowd to help us with that situation over there in Elgin.
And that game will be fantastic, so fans, please come out. And don't forget about our JV guys. They're fantastic. Their games are just as important as the varsity games, so please do come out. And that'll do it for this week's Coach Vincent Show. I'm Gage, and that's Coach Vincent. Goodbye.